Hey guys, welcome back. Sagittarius. Don't mind my cats. They're just in and out, and I have my door open because if not, they've been a terror. And when I close my door, they meow meow meow. They're doing that. Let me in, let me out, let me in, let me out, and I'm literally like, yeah. So, Pinky, and then the 1-year-old is trying to play with the babies, and anyway. Sagittarius, we had a new moon. I'm still doing this because I feel like it's still affecting, but also I wanted to finish this and make sure that you guys get the information you need right. There was a new moon in Taurus. I believe it was either this Monday or like this past Monday or the Monday before that. I'm pretty sure it was this past Monday, but don't quote me on that. And it affected your 11th house and your 6th house, okay? For Sagittarius, you guys have Leo in your 11th house, and that's usually like the house of friendships. It's the house of a lot of things, but for me what stands out is friendships. And with Leo being in your chart, that could be like very fiery relationships, very like outgoing relationships where they like help you come out of your, well, you're Sagittarius. Oh, you have Sagittarius and Leo. That's a lot of fire. That's a lot of fire. That's a lot of fire. Anyway, I would definitely like Google, or if you have like an astrology book, I would look into that and start seeing what it is that it did affect. Even though I've noticed that in all these readings, oh baby, in all these readings it's been coming up, so we'll see. And then in your 6th house, Sagittarius, you guys have Aquarius. So and the 6th house is home. So Aquarius, your home, maybe spirituality, maybe so much. There's so much. Like literally I could sit here and yeah. Okay. So I would definitely look into those and see what's going on, right? Okay. Pinky, he is trying to play with the babies. The babies are the size of my hands. And the babies are like, no, dude, you're like huge. Anyway, Sagittarius. Maybe somebody is like trying to fuck with you. And you're like, bro, leave me alone. Like, leave me alone. Yeah. Maybe it's somebody that's too fiery because he's trying to play with them, and but it's too much. Like, it's too much for them, right? They're just babies. They're just babies, and he wants to play with them like he does with the older cats. And when he plays with my cat is like, okay, you want to play? Let's play. My cat is my familiar, and he's a Scorpio. He doesn't fucking. He's like, you want to play? We can play. With the older cats. He doesn't do that with the girls or babies. I just saw freedom too. Like maybe you're trying to get the fuck away from certain friends. Because they're just, look, I got freedom again in reflection. Maybe some of you guys are really trying to get the fuck away from certain people that are just too much. Like it's too much. You're being too fucking aggressive. Freedom keeps coming up. You're being too aggressive. Alright, Sagittarius, let's see. Y'all need to chill, okay? I don't know what the hell's going on over here with this chorus of cries, but, like, I don't know. Divine Masculine. Okay. Sagittarius, yeah, Divine Masculine. Sagittarius, for some of you guys are meeting your Divine Masculine. You are coming into your Divine Masculine energy. And it feels like there might be people trying to, like friends that are trying to come in between you or trying to be aggressive. Because either one, they are like, let's say they're jealous, right? Or two, they are just, maybe this is an ex of yours that was a friend, right? And they're trying to come in between you, because obviously they don't want you to meet this amazing person, right? And then conception, yeah, yep, tantric journey, yes, yep. Okay. If you are a divine masculine, then this is you. If you are not a divine masculine, then you are meeting a divine masculine. It does feel like you guys are coming together. What did I say? Was that you guys? No. Was it you guys, birds of a feather? Or was that my last reading? No, that was my last reading, but I'm hearing it again. Birds of a feather. And then you guys have conception. So like, and this does look like eggs. And then look, there's like a bullseye here in this. Yeah, okay. I feel like there might be either you are the divine masculine, or there is a divine masculine that is coming in, or you are stepping into your divine masculine era. If for me, if you're a feminine, this isn't, you wouldn't be a feminine divine masculine. You would still be a divine feminine, I believe. Actually, I'm not sure about that now, because I just heard no. Okay, so I'm not going to delve deeper into that because I don't know. And if I don't know, I'm going to shut the fuck up and not pretend that I know, because I don't know. So, I don't know. If you can be a divine masculine being a female, then I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I do know though, for like, because there's divine feminine, there's divine masculine. And we both have both energies within us, but when you're dealing with like an actual like a couple, like let's say a very divine, because divine means this is a couple that is put together by God, right? This is a couple that this is a relationship that is meant to change the world. It's meant to do work for the universe. It's meant to, and to me this isn't twin flame, because twin flame for me, those are toxic. I believe twin flame relationships are very toxic. I believe divine masculine or divine couples are the ones that are like the highest form of relationships, right? Anyway, I'm gonna skip over that. Either way, you guys are mastering. Like, this is 22, which is a master number. So yeah, it's almost like you're getting to that highest level of love and relationship that you can in a lifetime, because you've already gone through the other lessons and you've learned, right? And so there is a conception here, and I'm going to read this. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. Yeah, so I feel like whatever this is, okay, I do feel like you guys are going to start planting seeds, and everything's going to be very fertile here, all right? It does feel like you guys are going to be, excuse me, conception, you know, when we think of it like, oh, she got pregnant. But you can think of that as in like the conception of Earth when it started, the starting of a business, the starting of a friendship. It basically just means the creation of, right? And so I feel like this is the creation of. So this is, and then with tantric journey, like, come on. And then allowance is somebody. And then miracle, I don't know. I feel like maybe this is somebody that's gonna come in and you guys are gonna start a business together, but it does feel like it's not just business. It feels like, oh, unless you're gonna have a tantric journey with your boss, like, or you know, like if it's a business partner, but you know, like, it's giving like those couples that like rebuild houses and then sell them. That's what it's giving, right? I mean, those people are together, right? They're not each other's bosses. They're just together and they build businesses together, right? That's kind of what it's giving. Like, there's a lot of things that are going to start being birthed here. That's including babies. So if you don't want one, you know, protect yourself. But I do feel like this is going to be, you guys are conceiving new ideas, a new relationship, whatever it is, new businesses, maybe even starting a family, right? Don't mind me, I'm just in your way, huh? But with this tantric journey, this looks like fun. Like, this is going to be not just a, this is going to be a very like intentional relationship. Almost like everything that is done in this relationship is done for like a reason. Even, you know, tantric, like when you do tantric, those are like, you're literally making symbols. You're making like, it's not just because it's a weird position. No, it literally is like portals, and you're hitting different portals, you're hitting different spots. Like, some of them are even like symbols that you're making, right? It's not just to get off. It's very like, yeah. And so I feel like whatever this is a very, very powerful. Everything seems to be like very intentional here. Every move is intentional here. And it doesn't mean it's calculated. It just means that because everything here is so powerful and so fertile, that you're very careful of what you're giving that energy to, right? But I do feel like with allowance, I feel like there's gonna be like money or like seed money. And then with miracle, like, look, this looks like, I don't know if you guys remember Look Who's Talking. This literally looks like how the egg was going into, or the tadpole was going into like the egg. This is literally what it reminds me of, right? That's what it reminds me of. And then with allowance, so there could be like some seed money that's coming in, that's going to help like this become like a huge miracle, right? It's going to turn it into something amazing, right? And you could like, one seed is all that needs to be planted for something great to grow, right? We got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. It does feel like, it does look like somebody is giving here. Instead of the Six of Pentacles, when you talk about the Six of Pentacles, it's usually like equal give and take. And it doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be equal give and take, but it does feel like somebody is going to be offering money here. There seems to be money coming in, and I feel like it's from a divine masculine. Allowance. Or it could be like there's a divine masculine that's wanting to come in, and let's say they're the money, you're the idea, right? Or they're the money and the like, the, what's that word I'm trying to get? Like the ones that know how to make it happen, but you're the on screen and the person, right? And the talent, let's say. Not saying that they don't have talent, but that's kind of what it's giving. Like with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, I do see it. It looks like there's money being handed off down this way, right? With the Magician in reverse, it feels like things were not manifesting the right way. And the Magician in reverse for me usually means black magic. So there could have been a lot of negativity, a lot of intentionality, a lot of like, sometimes, and I hate saying this because I don't like this, but that's just that's just who I am. But sometimes it really, like when you're dealing with very high, powerful, intuitive, witchy women, sometimes they require a very strong divine masculine to not necessarily protect them, but when you come together, it's almost like you come together in a bubble, right? And you're fully protected, because the divine feminine is going to always be attacked. And I'm not talking about a little bit of energy. I'm talking about like on the 3D, on the 5D, on all of these, right? They're going to always be followed for that light, right? For that energy, for that beauty, for that, if they become rich, there's people like coming in and wanting to, you know what I mean? They're always going to call in because of that light. You're always going to be calling in the moths, right? And I just saw 444. So it's almost like there's so much coming at them that it's almost like you require on that protection. And I feel like this divine masculine, once you come together, it's that yin and yang. Nothing can get in between, right? Nothing can go in between of you guys. So I feel like this is protection. And I don't like saying that because I don't like saying, oh, you need a man to be protected. No, you don't. You don't. Okay, you don't need a man to be protected. But I do feel like, Sagittarius, for you guys, for whoever I'm speaking to, in this case, you guys are so highly open and active, and there's so much coming in that you guys are meant to be with someone, and it's meant to be protection for you, because you guys are gonna have so much. It's almost like you've passed all your lessons and your trials and tribulations, that you're getting your, almost like your dowry, right? And you're rich in dowry. You're like, and so once you get that, imagine all the people that were like, oh, she has a shitty dowry, I don't want to marry her. Imagine you get your dowry and you're like a millionaire in your dowry, right? We're talking about spiritual dowry. And you could even, like, 3D, you could be abundant as fuck, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean like you're rich. Abundant means you're the fucking table. You bring the table, right? Like when people are like, what do you bring? I'm the fucking table. Imagine how many people were like, oh, she has a good dowry, I'm gonna marry her, but then I'm gonna spend our whole relationship. Like, think of like the old times, like Bridgerton times. Like, that's not a real time. Well, maybe it is, I don't know. I'm just thinking of the show, right? Like back then, they would get married for the dowry, do what they had to do, plant their seed, right? And hopefully get a boy so that the boy could take over. And then they would go and literally cheat on their wife for like the rest of their lives. And they wouldn't even treat them like wives. Like, they did what they had to do. They got the money. Now they can go live their lives, right? And what did the women get stuck with? Being basically a housemaid and take care of the children. I mean, that's all great and everything, but that's not what women were meant to just come and do, right? So that's what I'm getting. It's almost like you need some kind, you're getting that protection that you need so you can get your dowry with the King of Wands, see? With the King of Wands. But look, the King of Wands, it's almost like there's a line coming up behind it, right? But then you got the Queen of Cups and the Five of Wands. Yeah, I feel like there is actually a King of Wands that's wanting to come in and fucking try to pull your dowry. Because this is somebody that's, but you're being protected from this shit. Yeah, you're being protected from this. This is, remember I said at the beginning, it feels like there's somebody that's trying to come in and be like, no, no, no. Look, this, your lion is staring at him like, I don't fucking trust you. They're about to pounce, right? And then with the Queen of Cups, this is somebody that's very manipulative. This is somebody that's very manipulative, and I don't even feel like you have any emotion for this person anymore anyway. And there just seems to be like a lot of fighting here. But it's because you have like a divine masculine actually coming in, and there's conception here, right? Look, you're in the Queen of Swords energy. One more about the Queen of Wands. I want to, actually I'm going to clarify with this deck. I want to know a little bit more about the King of Wands. Give me one on the King of Wands. One more.
Okay. So I just got mirroring energy. So you could be dealing with two different fire signs. It doesn't have to be that their main fire sign, their main sign, their sun sign is fire, but they have very strong fire. There is two different people. Because do you see how the King of Wands is here in front, and the King of Wands is fire, but then the lion, who is the protector, is also fire. He's a Leo, right? So I'm getting that there, and then we got 34 and 34, or if you want to flip it, 43 and 43, right? Look, 34 and 34. I don't know if you can see that shit. 34 and 34. So it's giving 2. So this divine masculine that's coming in, the seeds are gonna grow. It's gonna be amazing here, right? Just be careful, because there is another fucking fire sign that is watching and wanting to come in and basically stop this from happening, right? Yeah, so use your discernment. But I know who you'll know, who is and who isn't meant to be in your life, okay? But no, this looks great. Just be careful of the other. I feel like it's another fire sign, or they have very strong fire in their chart, okay? Because there is almost like an X that's trying to come in and be like, no, 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 why? But why? Or their X. But again, like I said, there seems to be a very strong fire in this person. And it doesn't mean they have to be a sun sign. Because I am seeing somebody that's a fire rising. And you are Sagittarius, so yeah. Alright, let's clarify. Actually, not let's clarify. Guidance, advice. Advice. Yeah, because this other part looks great. Knowledge, see? Using what you already know. Knowledge, using what you've already learned. Right? And make the right choice. And I just saw 2, 2, 2, 2. One more. I'm wanting to get the hiccups. And then you got the moon. Yeah, see, it's secrets. Not knowing truths. Not saying certain things. People working in the dark. Yeah, no. Somebody does feel like home, but one of these people is not the one. Okay? So make sure you're using your discernment. And with the sun, see? One of them is one is the sun and one is the moon. Yeah. And not in a good way, right? Okay. Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it here. I love you guys so much. I hope this helps. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.